adjudicating enthusiasts. First of all, yay you for you guys have taken the time and energy and that extra step to come out of your comfort zone in this lockdown and to actually go ahead and participate in an online tournament, especially one with the new format such as that AHB provides you with. We hope we're able to give you all the adrenaline and the spontaneity rush that you guys must have been craving for sure in this lockdown. So this video is being specifically made so that I can explain to you guys how the process of adjing works for adges as well as for teams. Adjing is short for adjudicating, which also shortly means judging. So like the judge in your room that decides which team is winning is known as the adjudicator. Coming to the rules, we have hopefully provided you all with the rules on all social media platforms that we are on, and for your benefit I'm going to read them and explain them over here again so that everything is clear and confirmed, right? The first rule states that after you've been allocated matchups, the adjudicator will flip a coin and teams get to decide their side. So basically you have to call for heads or tails while the adjudicator is tossing the coin, and after the toss whichever team wins gets to decide which side of the debate they want to be in. After that, the second rule is that the adjudicator will release a motion and you will get 20 minutes for your prep time, which means that you have 20 minutes to access the internet, and you may also take your notebook on which you have written your notes to the podium for additional help. The third rule states that the speech can last from 2 to 3 minutes. So you cannot speak less than 2 minutes and cannot speak more than 3 minutes, which also means that you have to round up your speech after the first tap. The adjudicator will give you 1 tap at 2 minutes and 2 taps at 3 minutes. So after the first tap is done, you are supposed to start rounding up and concluding your speech so that you are able to finish your thoughts before the 3 minutes get over. We also would recommend you guys to have a stopwatch or a timer kind of thing along with you, because in online tournaments there might be some kind of discrepancy and we would not like you to get startled after the 3 minutes are over and think that, oh, I could have still said a lot of things, right? The fourth rule states that after one speaker is done, the second speaker may take 1 minute before coming and speaking their speech, which means that after the first speaker is done, the second speaker gets 1 minute before starting, so does the third speaker, and so does the fourth speaker. So 1 minute is pretty understandable. The fifth rule is that rebuttal round will be held only on the second day and only for the top finalists who break into the tournament, which means that the debate which is happening on 29th and 30th will not have a rebuttal round on their first day. The rules for the debate happening later might be different, so do not get confused. Coming to the sixth rule, which is what you guys are facing the most problems with, which is about adjudicating, right? For this segment is specifically for the teams right now. Okay, so the teams, after you have done the debate and after you are done with your speeches, the adjudicator in your room will take 2 minutes to decide, if they haven't already, like a maximum of 2 minutes. They may take as less as they want to give their verdict, and then they get a maximum of 5 minutes to tell you why they made which team win. So it's kind of like, say this is team A and this is team B, and the adjudicator made the team A win. At that point of time, they will have to come and clearly state in the room that I have given the verdict to team A, and then they will have to explain to you guys as to why they gave their debate to team A and why they won, which also partially means that team B is the one that needs to be satisfied completely with the adge's feedback. So for example, the adge is very rude and is not giving you proper answers to your questions, you may mention that, you have to mention that in your feedback so that we come to know which adge is going to be the best, because teams, you need to understand that adges are also competing amongst themselves, because we also have one adge prize for the best adge, which is also going to be a cash prize. So you can ask as many questions as you want to that adjudicator and be satisfied and understand why they gave that debate to the other team in the first place and which arguments they thought valued more than the other. At this point, the anguish and agony of Team B is understandable, but you cannot let that bias come in the way of you giving a good feedback to that adjudicator. If that adjudicator is good and has made you understand that why they preferred the other team's arguments, you should not give them a bad feedback if just because you lost. That is not a valid argument or a valid feedback to go for. Which is to say that if you are not satisfied with your feedback, with the Aj's feedback, you must ask them questions. That is why we have told you that the Aj's are encouraged to finish their feedback before 5 minutes, so that the teams can ask their questions and can ask as to why they did not consider this rebuttal or that argument, or why they did not like the case and stuff like that. You cannot mark an Aj badly if you have not asked questions, and that is something we will be confirming from the Aj's. If a team has not asked questions and has not clarified their doubts and still gives a bad feedback, that will be under our eyes and that will be considered as bad practices in this debate. Because you need to be fair with the Aj's as well. You need to give them a fair chance of clearing your doubts and answering your questions. So the Aj can finish as early as they like. It should not reflect on their feedback form. They can finish within 10 seconds. They can take 2 minutes, so that the other teams can ask questions and clear their doubts. But the maximum time that the adjudicator gets for the feedback is 5 minutes only. Now I'll explain Rule 6 from the adjudicator's point of view. So you've seen a nice debate, or maybe a boring one. But after you've seen both sides' arguments, also you can definitely write the argument so that you remember what the first speaker said and what the fourth speaker said. And after the debate is done, you get maximum of 2 minutes to understand and compare their arguments and see which side you want to give this debate to. After you've decided that, you go ahead and explain to them your verdict, and you tell them what arguments you got and what arguments you didn't. Now, a major concern of many of you was the fact that you guys have not done this kind of a format before, and you do not exactly know in what format that the speech and the feedback must progress. To that we say there is no specific format. You can go ahead and simply say things like, this argument was much better and you said this in a rebuttal to this, but that still doesn't break that argument completely. You obviously gave the debate to one team for some particular reasons, for some logic, for some neurons that fired in your brain, and you thought, okay, yes, this team deserves to win. That is exactly the thought process that you need to explain to the teams as to what they did and why it did not count at all. The main purpose of having feedbacks is that so that the teams can understand that the edges are fair and that they have a point of view, and mainly so that the teams can have some constructive feedback in terms of understanding where they're going wrong, or what arguments they should be using, or what kind of rhetoric should be used in the debate. That is the sole purpose of having feedbacks, so that it can be a better feedback and cross-checking mechanism for the debater also, and so that they don't feel punished, or say they don't feel pain after just simply losing a round, so that they can understand why they lost a round, and so that they can improve on it from next time onwards. Also, edges, if any team member is rude or if they misbehave, that is something that you need to directly bring up to us. And if you think that a team has marked you badly and has given bad feedback just because you did not give the debate to them, that is also something you can directly come and tell us. Also, if a team does not ask any questions, that is also another thing that you need to clarify with us. Like, tell any one of the in charge people that this team did not ask any questions, so that we can cross check if that team gave you a bad feedback or a sensible feedback for the debate. Coming to the feedback, you have absolutely no format, nothing, as in you do not need to give any marks to the edges as teams. After the feedback is done, and if you are satisfied with the feedback, just simply write satisfied. If you think that the feedback was rational, write that it was rational. If you think the feedback was not sensible, write it was not sensible. If you think the edge was stupid, write I think the edge was stupid. So don't do that. But like, if you do that and if you write such comments, we will take them seriously and we will contact you and will want to have a better explanation of why you think the ad was stupid. But as an example, don't do it. Just write that not satisfied, not sensible, they did not buy our arguments which were valid and stuff like that. But only do that when you really feel that, and don't let that bias creep in. Alright, for the winner team also, if you think that the ad was not justified in giving that debate to you, or say their feedback was not making sense to you, then also you can go ahead and tell us that no, even though we won, the ad feedback did not make sense to us and stuff like that. And if the ad feedback was awesome, write that it was awesome, because it's on the basis of your words that we're going to be judging the ads and giving them a best ad prize in the end. Also, the incentive for you to give correct, apt and like actual feedback is the fact that the same adjudicator might judge you later in other rounds also. So in order for us to be able to evaluate that adjudicator should be adjudicating later or should be adjudicating, say, the finals or the semi-finals, that power is vested with the teams, because you guys are going to tell us that the adjudicator made sense or not. And that's it. So we're done with the rules, and I think I have explained most of the things that needed explanation. The next rule is actually just information for you to be able to contact us. Even after this video, if you are unable to understand something or have some doubt, do not hesitate in contacting us in any way. We have an Instagram page, a Facebook page, an email ID, a website. We have even contact numbers, WhatsApp. You can do anything. Just contact us if you have any kind of doubt. And this is a relatively new format, so it's fine if you don't feel as comfortable right now, because that's what life is about, right? Getting out of your comfort zone and making good debates happen. Signing off, Nityanshi. Bye guys.